Anyway, hello. Proper hello now. There we go. And I don't know what's up with my phone, because I usually have like the stream up on my phone just so I can make sure that nothing happens, and this is kind of why. But yeah. Yep, I found that out. Every day I learn something new about like computers, and it's all because of Twitch. I don't know. I went to school for theater. I don't know how this works. It's okay. My dad's a developer, so every time it's so funny because every time I'm like, "Oh, this thing is being weird on my computer," he's like, "I can fix it," and like, and like does this arrangement of programs to like make sure it never happens again. What just happened to my necklace? And I'm like, my internet was just connecting funny. We're good. He's so good with computers. I wish I had his skill. I keep thinking about learning to code or something because I think it is a good skill to have. But, oh, there we go. There we go. I should probably put that in the chat. Technical difficulties. I hope. Thanks for sticking around, though. I can't spell technical, apparently. I always mess that up. Like, I always hit the I at the wrong time for technical. But, there we go. I don't know. Let's sing a song. I've been kind of singing to myself today. I don't know. I feel like I sing a lot, especially, well, it's not morning, but it's kind of my morning, you know? I think I'm just on, okay, like, I think I'm just on, like, England time. What time is it in England? Maybe not England. What time is it in... I'm trying to think of, like, the eastern side of Western Europe. I don't know where any of the countries are. Because I know England's, like, way over here. Germany, maybe? No, it's, like, 4 a.m. in Germany. It's not even 4 a.m. Okay, where is it? Here we go. Let's find another. I found this whole, clock. World clock. Okay. See all time zones. Here we go. Where is it, like, morning-ish? Where is it, like, 8 a.m.? Tell me, Google. So it's like 8:30, maybe? In 8:37 a.m.? I'm just looking through all the time zones to get it to Romania? Is it in Romania? Let me look. Romania time. It's almost 5 a.m. in Romania. It's like 4:37. Romania is a good one. Oh, in Mumbai, it's 8:07. Where's it like 8:37 a.m.? I'm picking my specific time zone so I can pick what country I'm in. Oh wait, that's that's PM. I keep mistaking the AM for PM. Kolkata. I know some places are on like half time zones. Okay, sort by time. There, now I can actually go down the list and not just cities. There we go. It's in Kathmandu or in Kazakhstan. I'm on Kazakhstan time for the Europe quit. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. I think Romania is on the eastern side of Western Europe. I mean, it all kind of blends together. I was going to sing some songs. That was what I was going to do before I went off about time zones. I should just really call this the tangent broadcast, like when we're not specifically doing a video game or something. Although, to be fair, I go off on tangents with the video games too. You guys are used to that, I'm sure. I was going to sing some songs. That'll keep me focused for a little bit. I have a new one. It was going to do some Ed Sheeran too. New, but I'm glad you like tangents because that's all I do here. I mean, we play video games sometimes and I try to stay on topic, but we never do Wildest Dreams. Let's do some Taylor. We do a lot of Taylor, but I never do Wildest Dreams because I feel like it's like loud, you know? But it's such a great song. I remember being obsessed with it when it first came out. Even if it's just in your... Turn it down because I always have it a little bit too loud. Wildest dreams. You can hear it. There's like a little bit of rasp in my voice. It's probably because yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I was working on... So the book I'm working on right now has chapters that are from the point of view of different characters. And so sometimes I have to do the voice for a whole chapter, and I was not supporting properly because I wasn't paying attention, and I was doing the chapter, and I was like, oh. Also, there was one point when I was working the other night where in the book, a character was described as having an accent that was like hard to decipher, but they didn't say what accent it was. So I was like, I guess I get to pick. And just made up like the thickest Scottish accent I could muster. Hopefully this is a good level. Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift. That is Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift. I love that song. I was so obsessed with it when it first came out, and I couldn't find it on YouTube except for like covers. And while there's no problem with covers, I wanted like the original version. Thank you. It's a really fun song to sing. My favorite part is the part. If I can even like hit that note. That's one of the things I still have to work on. One of the biggest things that I worked on with my voice teacher in my last year of college was like, Constellation, you're so sweet. That's theater school. Like, you have dialects class, and then you have like musical theater class, and it's like, I'm gonna end up singing this song in an accent, which I have done. Like, I have, every time I like sing something by like the 1975, you guys know that band, I always end up like singing it in the same accent as Maddie Healy. Or, oh my gosh, and she's not even Italian. There's this one song from the musical The Bridges of Madison County. Oh, it's also a band, the 1975. They have you might have heard Chocolate. Hey now, call it a split because you know that you will. It's like, oh, how does the chorus go? We go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoat. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no. That was the song that got me into them, and I think it's one of their biggest ones. And I think the lead singer, Matty Healy, I love his hair. He just made headlines for like eating a bunch of raw meat on stage. I don't know why he did that, but hey, if that's the performance, more power to you, Matty. Possible for rock stars to get foodborne illness? I don't know. Must be, it's the magic of the stage, right? I'm not good at sarcasm. That's why I really appreciate the tone indicators people use nowadays. Because I never know, especially over text. Like, it's way hard, and I'm bad at sarcasm. It's okay. I'm just bad at sarcasm. It's fine. You know? Usually people will just tell me when I don't understand, so it's alright. More than 10 minutes. That's what I've had people say. They'll be like, oh, I only speak sarcasm. And the thing is, I just keep not getting it half the time. I do try. Like, I have a filter in my brain now where if someone says something and I'm like, that seems unrealistic. That does not seem like a reasonable response to this situation. I'll have to like run it through my sarcasm extra checker and then try to decide if it's a joke or not. And usually that takes time. So someone will like make a joke and then I just freeze while I try to decide whether they were joking or not. We love it. It's all right. Usually people will just like tell me. So, it's not usually that much of a problem. Sometimes on the internet. But especially over text. I feel like that happens to like people who are good at sarcasm in real life. Sometimes it's hard over text. That's why I appreciate like the /s/lh or whatever. We've had that discussion in like my family group chat. Because my sibling and I prefer to use tone indicators, but my parents are like, what do these mean? That's always fun, like the family group chat. We actually have, find it very hard to make. That's why you do like the /s, you know, like the this thing. Oh, that does shout out in, on Twitch. Didn't mean to do that. There we go, like that. The /s or /lh or /gen to mean like genuine. And I think that's really helpful because really, I saw it first. I think it was one of the first tone indicators. It was pretty common on Reddit for a long time. And now people have started coming up with more tone indicators, which I appreciate. Because there's a difference between like, I'm trying to come up with a sentence that could be done both ways. Like, you know, there's a difference between, oh, that's so dumb, and like, oh, that's so dumb. Oh, thank you! I did pin curls! It was so fun! That's what I did this. I actually did them at like 5 this morning. Life is great, Yikes Factory. How are you? How is your life? Yeah, I do like the curls, and they're easier. I guess I can't call them easier. They're not as easy as using like the curling iron. But, they do take longer, but I can at least like sleep in them, and I don't have to, I can do it while I do something else. Oh, well, I mean, I hope you mean can't complain like there is nothing to complain about and not like someone is keeping you from discussing the things that you're unsatisfied with in your life. I saw a joke like that the other day. But yes, thank you. I like them. The pin curls. I just like sit there and twist them, and I did them at like 5 a.m. this morning because I was awake, and my dad came into my room because he was getting up, and he knocked on my door. I was like, yes, and he was like, have you been awake for 2 days? And I was like, technically no. It's been weird. I just haven't really felt like sleeping, you know? Which, like, I don't know if you guys saw my sleep video, but I have never been a good sleeper. From my birth, I have not been a good sleeper. My first night home when my parents, like, brought me home from the hospital as a newborn, technically is I mean, You can also be awake for multiple days at a time if you only sleep at night. The sun is going down so much earlier. I forgot it was because of daylight savings. I was like, why is it so dark? Yeah, daylight savings, because we still do that here. I think the United States is stopping it by what, like 2023? Which I'm glad for. You know, I know we like tradition, but I feel like it just throws me off. What was I doing? Sleep. Yeah, I just didn't feel like sleeping. So, eventually I like got sleepy. It's like really warm in here. Did I plant a plant this year? I did not. My mother has a garden, but it's getting cold, so the garden is pretty much done. But I have not planted anything this year. Maybe I should get a house plant. We do have a house plant. His name is George, and he's actually been passed down from at least my great grandmother. Did my mother pass gardening down to me? Never had that. Right? Wonderful. I appreciate it, Constellation. You'll be my sarcasm translator if I ever don't get it. I mean, I don't dislike gardening. I don't know if I'd want to have like a big garden. Like my cousins have a full-on farm. And I've gotten to work on it a little bit throughout my childhood. I'm not a super outdoorsy person, but I would not be opposed to having like a little plant, like a little house plant, or I don't know, maybe like a strawberry bush or some flowers. I would not have a problem with that. But also I live with my parents at the moment, so which is actually really nice. Like it's nice to have my family around, especially because I'm nocturnal half the time. And I work freelance. I work from home when I'm not doing ooh, cactuses. That's true. You don't have to water them very much. Desert plants. I like roses, but roses, a lot of them are like historically difficult to grow. They are my favorite flower though. I love the way they smell. I love the way their petals feel. We used to have rose bushes. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if we still have them. Like I said, I don't go outside very often. So many roses. I love roses. They're just like elegant. And there was this, so when I was a kid, we had like one bridal magazine. And I grew up, it's funny because, you know, now I'm like, I don't even know if I'd ever want to get married. You know, and we had like one bridal magazine, and I would always look through it at all the pretty dresses. And they had this one bouquet. It was these dark red roses. And it had like just little sparkly pins mixed in between them. And if I ever do get married and have like an actual wedding, I think that is the bouquet I would want. It was, I don't know, I've never forgotten it. It was just these beautiful, elegant, deep red roses with just sparkly bits in between. That's my ideal bouquet, honestly. Roses are my favorite. But I like lots of flowers. I just like the feeling of flowers. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the where is it, like the starting soon screen? Like that has roses, rose petals and stuff. I just like flowers, and I think the Be Right Back one does too. Yeah, that one. I always used to take the petals off when I was a kid just because I wanted to use them as like confetti. And they're so soft and velvety, you know? There's a, I like, you know, I just like flowers in general. I like the vibe, but roses are my thing, you know? Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously. What's that from? Singing in the Rain, I think? That one about, that's like from the part where everyone I think is trying to learn the new dialects. It's been a long time since I've seen Singing in the Rain. I feel like as someone, as like a musical theater person, I should know it better, but I haven't watched it in years. Maybe I should. I wish we could, can you do that on Twitch? I think you have to have like Twitch Prime or something to watch, like Amazon on a Twitch stream. I don't know. If you guys wanted to watch House MD, I think that's one of my favorite shows of all time. It's between that and Penny Dreadful. I feel like Penny Dreadful is my favorite just emotionally, but House MD, I will watch that over and over. I never get tired of House. And it's my favorite mystery show because I'm like a big anatomy nerd, and I finally found my old anatomy textbook. So when I was a kid, I don't know why, but my mom is very much into like preparedness. And I think it's over here because we just organized all my books. I need to find it. Oh, here it is. Fundamentals of Anatomy and Physiology. And so this textbook, we had a bunch of textbooks when I was a kid. And we still do. And I would read these ones. Awesome. Get married. Ooh, that's cool. This was the textbook that we had when I was a kid. And I would just sit and like try to read it. It was really cool to have this. This is just like anatomy. I have a couple of other textbooks. When I was a teenager, my mom got me like a couple of nursing textbooks to like study for the NCLEX. I actually almost went into nursing. If I hadn't gotten into the theater program at my school, my plan was to go into nursing because I was a nursing assistant at the time, which I think my certification is expired, so I'm not technically a nursing assistant anymore. But I spent a couple years. You guys, if you saw the last Soma stream, we talked about this. I used to work in like nursing homes, and in like rehab skilled nursing centers. And basically, as a CNA, you're a few steps below a nurse. You can take a course. It takes some people like several weeks, but I did an accelerated course where I was there for like 10 hours a day for 2 weeks. And I got certified as that because you can get that certification when you're like 16. And I really didn't want to like work fast food in high school. I apparently would rather work in a nursing home. So it's basically you help people with like the very basics. You help feed people. You help them change clothes. You help them with what we call activities of daily living. Going to, oh my gosh, they walk so much. I remember when I first got like a watch that counted my steps, it was like 10 a.m. and I'd already hit 20,000 steps. Oh man, every day, especially with 12-hour shifts, every day I would get home and be like, wow, I'm dead. It was exhausting. I loved it though. And especially, you do a lot more walking, I think, as a CNA sometimes, because your job is to respond to the call lights. For those of you who have never been in a skilled nursing center or a nursing home, patients, and in hospitals, patients have a button that they can use to call the nurse. And because some of our patients were we call them residents because they live there. Some of our patients were non-ambulatory, or sometimes people, if they are in recovery from surgery or they have trouble with balance, we want them to use their button. If they need to get up, someone will come and help them get up and walk so that they don't fall. So it's a lot of walking, but every time someone pushes their call light, that's your job as a CNA. So you get up and go do that. And we had some patients who would really struggle with, oh, hi goat, it's gonna be your dad. Oh, that's, I know that can be really tough on residents and their families. I hope you guys are doing okay and you have support, because it can be hard to watch family members age. Like, it's unavoidable. We all get old. Well, if we're lucky. And it happens to everyone, and you slow down, but it can be really hard, and it can be really hard for the person who is aging to come to that, to be at peace with that, and for their loved ones to realize that, things are slowing down, and that's okay, and it's normal, but it can be hard. Everyone gets so. I'm gonna stay the same forever. I'm debating. I kind of want to sing "I'll Follow You Into the Dark" now, but I feel like that's kind of a dark song for this topic. I'm sorry to hear that, goat. I hope that you have the support, physical and emotional, that you need, because it can really take a toll to be caring for aging family members. And I know that a lot of people don't like the idea of assisted living or a nursing home somewhere, because a lot of people want to be with their family during those years, and they want to be taken care of by family, because some people feel that it's impersonal. So you're not into nature, the cave woman that stayed in the... Yes. Yes. I am the one who hung out in the cave and drew on the walls and like cleaned the hides and just like stacked rocks. That's exactly who I would have been. I would have been a terrible cave woman. My eyesight, I need glasses. I have contacts in. All the cave paintings, yes. Yes, that was my job as a cave woman, because I have been a cave woman. Me and my Neanderthal DNA. I mean, I probably do have more Neanderthal DNA than, say, someone of African descent, because a lot of my ancestors were Western, Northern European, so I probably have a fair amount of Neanderthal DNA in me. Want to live at a 24 hour. I mean, I know people, well, I don't know them personally, but my grandparents take a lot of cruises. We just went on one with them. And they say some people, instead of retiring to an assisted living place, they just take cruises forever and ever. And per day, cruises are actually pretty cheap, like, especially if you take some really long ones. They have some, I forget what they're called. They're like transfer cruises, where they're moving the boat from one cruise to another, and so you're just on the sea forever, but like, you're on a boat, so you get to still have fun. And I loved being on cruises. I wasn't sure that I'd ever want to do it again after the pandemic, because they are kind of floating petri dishes. But then I went on another one a few months ago and loved it. And then I still got COVID. I got COVID from it, like, the day after we got home. So I have a vlog on it on my YouTube channel if you want to see it, like, in real, well, not real time, but if you want to see it happening as it did. I vlogged the whole thing. But the thing was, on our flight home, our pilot, we don't know exactly what happened, but the running theory was that one of the pilots was having like a heart attack, because we got on the plane and apparently we just sat there for like an hour. I don't know. I fell asleep. But I had avoided COVID up until that point. I managed it, and I was okay. I was vaccinated, I was boosted, and I'm relatively healthy, so I think I got over it faster than my parents did. I was pretty lucky. It was uncomfortable. I was super tired, so I just slept a lot, drank lots of water, felt pretty icky, but it was just a few days, thankfully. I knew people who got COVID, especially before the vaccine came out, and they were miserable. It's not a fun illness for those of you who haven't had it. Obviously, I mean, there was a pandemic. A lot of people died. But cruises, yes. So we got on our last flight home. I fell asleep for the hour we just waited on the tarmac. Tarmac? And I just waited. We waited, and I woke up, and I was like, we haven't taken off yet. And I said to, I turned to, like, the person next to me. I was like, how long have we been here? And they're like, oh, like an hour. And I was like, oh, something's going on. And someone was taken away in like an ambulance. They were like rushed off. And so all they told us was a crew member was not able to like do the flight. So the theory was that it was one of the pilots that was having heart problems. So, they can't tarmac. Thank you, Enigma. I appreciate it. Tarmac. That's the problem with like being used to words that you've mostly read and not learned from speaking. And we figured they could take off without like one flight attendant, but they couldn't take off without a second pilot. So they put us back in the airport and found us other flights, but they were the next day. So my parents just wanted to get home. We ended up taking another airline, but the first flight they could get back to Utah was at 5 a.m. the next morning. So we got another flight to Denver later that day that they found for us, but that one took off when we were supposed to be leaving in Denver. So we flew to Denver, and then we spent the night in the Denver airport. I could not sleep. Like I said, there's the whole vlog about it. And I just pretty much wandered the Denver airport until we took off at 5 a.m. And we finally flew home. And then we got to Denver, and I was like sitting down, and my parents came up and they were like, so our bags are still in Denver. And I was like, oh. We just ended up going back for them later because we all just wanted to get home. It was an adventure. So, it was not the most comfortable trip, but it sure was interesting. Like, I don't spend a lot of time in airports because I don't travel that often. So it was like, the airport is not that bad. Hard to sleep though, especially when there's all those arms on the chairs. I wanted to like lie down, but I tried to fit under them, but it wasn't very comfy. So yeah, that was our adventure in the Denver airport. We made it. We survived. Yeah, if you want to see that happening as it goes, the cruise vlogs, the last one. It was It was a time indeed. Who is the head of the Church of England? Not Queen Elizabeth anymore. It's the monarch of England, right? Henry VIII. This was all because they don't use social media, they don't use technology. Henry VIII. It's still Henry VIII. He's still out there waiting for a comeback. What year is this? It's like 1532. Yeah, King Charles, the current king. I keep forgetting his name. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. They actually do have God Save the King in the Mormon hymn book. They have, so in church, you have it's this green book. I think they're redoing it now. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Said and done to be youthfully beheaded. Anyway. Yes, the Church of England, because Henry VIII wanted to divorce his wife and the Catholic Church said no. And so Henry was like, I don't care. I'm going to start my own church. And the Catholic Church was like, that's heresy. And Henry VIII was like, I don't care. Anne Boleyn. And that's how the Church of England started. That's exactly what was said. I do love, I don't know if you guys have seen Six, the musical. It's like, how does that chorus go? Because it's, I know they used, like, Greensleeves, the melody of it, which, is said to have been written by Henry VIII. You know, it's the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, secular... I forgot about that song. For those of you who have not heard the EP, like a year ago or so, I was like, I want to do some Christmas music. So I covered a couple of, I covered Hark the Herald Angels Sing and, like, Silent Night. And then I wanted to express that I'm not religious, but I still really like a lot of religious music. Like, I just think it's great. And not just Christmas songs, but mostly Christmas songs. Like, come on, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, especially with the high harmony, it's a banger. So that's what Secular Christmas Blues is about. That I'm not religious, but I really like religious Christmas music. We were going to sing that other song. This one I did for graduation. It's called Spread Out Your Wings. It's also on Spotify. I hope I can remember the words. Did I keep these vocal parts? I think I did. I don't know how this came to be, but it's happening now. I'm gonna turn it down. Can't stay in your head. Oh, that's what it's about. I hit the line and it's dead. I get it now. I didn't understand it. You can feel so small when everything you are is packed into a car. Driving through it all makes you feel so small. Oh, oh, makes you feel so small. Oh, oh. Won't say I didn't wanna go, but I won't say I knew how lonely it can be when all you have is you. You can feel so small when everything you are, messing with my own rhythm, is packed into a car. Driving through it all makes you feel so small. Makes you feel so fly, little bird, spread out your wings and always know I believe you can do anything. Fly, little bird, leave the safety of your tree, and when you reach the mountain, ring the bell for me. everything you are is packed into a car, driving through it all. Makes you feel so small, 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 makes you feel so small. That is Spread Out Your Wings by me. I'm so glad you liked it, Constellation. Thank you for listening. I released it. I actually wrote the words like 4 years before I released it. I remember I wrote it during my the summer of my sophomore year. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you for listening. I wrote it the summer between my freshman. Well, okay, so my first freshman year of college. Yeah, I wrote that. It's on my Spotify, I think. Yeah, it is. So, my first freshman year of college, I went for like a semester, and then second semester I got sick and had to like drop out for a little bit. Thank you. And so I kind of had my freshman year twice. Like I did a semester my second freshman year. I did a semester because the arrangement of classes in the acting program at my college like required like a 4-year continuous thing. So for my first semester, I just kind of did general stuff, which was really nice because then my senior year, I took like 9 credits and it was great. I had so much free time. But yeah, I wrote that on the way back up when I was coming back for like the summer. I was working at a theater, and then I was going to have my freshman year kind of do-over. And I wrote that like with like speech to text. I was driving and I just don't even know if I used speech to text much. I was making up the words and I sang it to myself on the way up. And then I never finished it for like 4 years. But it's, it was about the feeling when you are suddenly an adult. And I had my car all packed up to like move into my first apartment to work at this theater. And I was like, whew, like, this is super cool. I'm excited, but also I'm an adult. Like, wow, I'm suddenly in this big world of jobs and I'm going to be in an apartment and not just a dorm. And I'm going to have like, I'm going to do my own cooking and cleaning. And like, this is a big step. And so that song is about like my whole life is packed into this car. And I'm about to embark on this. I'm about to spread my wings and get on this next adventure. But I wrote it on the way up. And I don't know. I like it a lot. I like singing it. Adulthood. It's a lot. Thank you. I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm working on more. I've actually been working on a bunch of themes for my characters. Here, I'll show you one of the ones that I've been writing. And these are literally just like loops. Because most of them aren't. Here's one that I wrote the other night, and these aren't like finished, but the other night I was like writing. I like writing themes, like musical themes for D&D characters. So this is one of the ones that I had for my character in my Tuesday campaign. It was kind of influenced by like Eastern European folk music, which it was like I wanted to use a lot of string instruments because I don't have a lot of like traditional Eastern European instruments here in this program. It's pretty much just the like regular ones, but I had some violins and stuff, which I really want to learn to play the violin. It's such a pretty instrument. When I was a kid, I always wanted to play the flute, but I don't know. I feel like violins are really elegant. So if I had a real violin, I would love to record that. It was just mostly me playing with like harmonies for a couple of hours. I remember it just like hit me. I was trying to work on other stuff. That seems to be the time when I work on music the most, is when I'm supposed to be working on other stuff, and suddenly my brain is just like, hey, we need to write this song right now. And so I do that for like hours, and then I get no work done. I guess I'll take the muse when it happens, right? probably the weirdest thing of this for me because it felt kind of 3-4-6-8, like that swingy feeling, but it ended up being 4-4. But I went between time signatures. Did I say key signatures? I went between. How long ago was my last video stream? A couple months. I've been meaning to hop back on there. I talked to, I don't know if you remember Megs, but I talked to her just a week ago or two. I've not on Pika. On a train? Ooh. It feels kind of travel-y to me. The character that it was written for, I like this part. Yeah. Train like the band? No, I know what you mean. It's meant to sound... To me, it was like... It's melancholy, but it's determined. Which is kind of the vibe of that character. She's... Basically, the premise of that character is... I gave her a Russian accent and some, like, Eastern European characteristics of, like, her upbringing and stuff. But mostly just the accent. But I did base this on, like, Eastern European folk music. That was kind of what inspired this melody. And, so her premise is that she is a single mother, like, she was in a relationship, and then, her partner, when they found out that she was gonna have a baby, her partner did not want a baby and left. So she's been, raising this kid by herself, and then he got super sick. And he was about to die, and so she made a deal. Oh, can you not hear me because of the music? Sorry. That's it, though. Sorry, I turned it up a little bit so you guys could hear it. Anyway, so the premise of this character, is that she was, like, in a relationship from a pretty young age, and then she found out she was pregnant, and her partner was not down for a baby, so he left. So she raised this kid by herself for like 5 years, and then he got super sick, and he was about to die. So she knew that, and she made a deal with, like, I'm not entirely sure this is a god because they've been kind of sketchy. She made a deal with this immortal being to save his life, and this immortal being said, I will keep him, like, in stasis, and then I will heal him after you do this thing for me. She agreed to carry the consciousness of another lesser immortal being who had lost their body somehow. I don't know how, only the DM knows. And so I get to basically play two characters, and I differentiate them by voice. So Venak, who is the original character, she has kind of this Eastern European thing going on. I've actually been using Russian for her, she speaks Infernal because she is a tiefling, and so she speaks with this accent, and she does not use very many contractions. She says da instead of okay, and whenever I want her to speak in Infernal, I just use Russian. And then the other person in her head is named Eladri, and she has sort of an Irish accent, and she's really sarcastic and honestly kind of a jerk, mostly because she thinks this whole mortal thing is beneath her. She hates being in a mortal body because she's been in an immortal body for a really long time, and now that she's lost that, and she has to be in a mortal body, which, first of all, is not as graceful or pretty or charismatic as her old body, she's very frustrated, and also frustrated by having to do mortal things like eating and sleeping and caring about other people. She just hates it. So, she's been kind of a jerk. But also, she's starting to develop, like, a little bit of affection for them. But basically, our last session was so insane. What happened was, so Venak, the tiefling, the mortal whose body it is, has been falling in love with another member of the party, this dragonborn named Kavar, and they finally have admitted their... Thank you for following! Is it Weiss? I hope I'm saying that right. Weiss? Thank you. She and Kavar, this dragonborn who was resurrected by another undead dragon as his patron because he got killed and he wants revenge. What did you miss? Oh, we just listened to some instrumental piece that I made up, and we're talking about my D&D campaign because that was the theme written for one of the characters, William Shatner. I was always more of a next generation girl myself. I was like raised on it, but William Shatner's a good actor. I think actually my first exposure to him was in the movie Miss Congeniality. I love that movie. It's genuinely one of my all-time favorite movies, Miss Congeniality. Sandra Bullock, what a gal. I love her. He's the man. So they're in love. They finally admitted their feelings for each other. Turns out their patrons, like the immortal beings that give them their powers, and in Kavar's case, keep him alive because he died and was brought back to life. Turns out their patrons really hate each other. So Kavar got in trouble with his patron, and then his patron tried to, like, brainwash him and get into his head, but he got a nat 20 on the wisdom save, so now he's, like, totally disconnected from his patron and probably gonna die. And Eladre, the immortal being in Venok's head... Maybe, Constellation! I gotta tell Zach what that one. He plays Kavar. For those of you who don't know Zach, he plays Sir Hammerfell in the Echoes of Eidolon campaign. Which I suppose I should tell you now. Bella will no longer be playing in that campaign. Just parted ways. But that I'm transferring all the Echoes of Eidolon archives over to the Livestream archive, so you'll be able to find those instead there. If you guys don't know the Livestream archive, I'm putting most of them up, so that'll be done soon. It's just a big transfer. So hang on, let me pull up the channel link. I try to like put most of my live streams in this archive so that you guys can go back and see what we talked about. So most of them are just Soma at the moment, but I just wanted to have that up so you guys could see all those if you wanted to go back and watch an old live stream. If I can find the link. Here we go. I'll put it in the chat. So this is the archive. I'm uploading everything back up there. I might even get a chance to edit some of the old sessions before I actually started editing them. But that's the link to the archive. Anyway, so they're in love. Usually, Venok and Eladre's, Eladre, it doesn't really matter. Their patron will contact Venok because Eladre is a spirit of chaos, and she is very difficult to deal with. So she usually talks to Venok, who is much more level-headed. But now that Venok is in love with the enemy, Eladre was contacted, and their patron was like, hey, I need you to break them up. I need you to end this relationship because he is the enemy. This is not cool. And Eladre was like, wow, I should be really happy about this. I've been given full permission, in fact, obligation to cause chaos. And yet I kind of feel bad. Like, I kind of don't want to do this to her. She didn't say any of this because Eladre does not understand how to express her feelings in a healthy way. She just gets really mad and lashes out. And now that Kavar's dying, and she was the one that woke up that morning and went up to just hang out on deck because she didn't want to see him, one of the other characters is like, hey, we need your healing magic. Kavar is having issues. And Eladre was like, go away. I don't want to see him. So they're having some issues. I love Dungeons and Dragons. But that kind of violin-y piece is Venok's theme. I don't have one for Eladre yet. Man, I've just been really enjoying composing instrumental music lately. So, I don't know, maybe I'll turn that into a song. Who knows? Just making stuff up. That's why, I don't know, I've just been, like, putting together things. Sometimes, you know, I don't know, you guys know how it is as an artist. Sometimes your brain is just like, we need to do the thing, and you're like, I have work to do, and your brain's like, we need to do the thing right now, because I have an idea, and if we lose it, I'm not going to get it back. Feeling creative. Exactly. When the muse strikes, the muse strikes. You know? It just happens. Speaking of the muse, I want to sing another song. Yeah, I'm sure you guys know, like, it's... When the muse happens, and you just gotta follow it and do the work later. It's okay, I got some done today. I'm like in a singy mood. When am I not in a singy mood? Now I've got the theme stuck in my head though. Ah! My like makeup always goes under my eyes. I don't know why it does that. It always ends up below my eyes. Oh, let's do some Hosier. I've been listening to Hosier. It's so good. Cherry Wine. I actually have a cover of this on my YouTube. Hosier's coming out with another album. Holla! Sorry, that was loud. I love that man. This is Cherry Wine by Hosier. Her eyes and words are so icy, oh, but she burns like rum on a fire. Hot and fast and angry as she can be, oh, my days on a wire. It looks ugly, but it's clean. Oh, mama, don't fuss over me. The way she tells me I'm hers and she's mine. Open hand or closed fist would be fine. The blood is red and sweet as cherry wine. Coals of guilty thrown at me, oh, while she stains the sheets of some other, thrown at me so powerfully, just like she throws with the arm of her brother. But I want it. It's a crime. She's not around most of the time. The way she shows me I'm hers and she's mine. Open hand or closed fist would be fine. The blood is rare and sweet as cherry wine. Wait, we need a lighter emoji. That'll be the next one to make that. Fight and fury is fiery, oh, but she loves sleep to the freezing. Sweet and right and merciful, I'm all but washed in the tide of her breathing. And it's worth it, it's divine. I have this some of the time. The way she shows me I'm hers and she's mine. Open hand or closed fist would be fine. Blood is rare and sweet as cherry wine. The blood is rare and sweet as cherry wine. That is Cherry Wine by Hosier. Oh, I love that song. Honestly, I don't think there's a Hosier song I don't like. Like, I miss "Take Me to Church." I need to get an instrumental of that one. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lights. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, the good God, let me give you my life. Dark religious imagery. Now that's an aesthetic. I actually do have a crucifix necklace. It was part of a costume for a play I was in years ago. Take me to Take me to school. He's coming out with a new album though. He's such a poet, you know? All of his lyrics just like soak into my soul. So good. I love Hosier. Such a good song. I'm like in a singy mood. You know how it is. Yeah, it's like I wish I could be that poetic. I've never been much to like write poetry. I mean, I've written poetry as everyone does in like high school, but I still don't know what day of the week it is. It's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. It'd be weird for me to not be. I am never not in a singing mood. Like, I'm glad that my parents are cool with it because I just sing to myself. That is Youth by Daughter. I actually do have to hop off here in a minute. Oh, we'll wait for premiere. If I ever performed live, I would like to. I'm working on that album. I would like to do more stage shows as I get more music, like to perform, because as of now I only have like 4 or 5 original songs. But I would love to, like, maybe after I get this album out, we'll have to figure out how to tour or something. But I would love to. If you, if you would like to support something like that, you can share the music so I can. I don't know how all this works. But like, share it if you think your friends would like it, so we can, I don't know, hopefully get this album. I did. Did you want to be in the Discord? Let me grab it. Yes, I do have a Discord. You can follow on announcements. Yeah, I'll get you the link. Just one sec. If you want to follow on announcements and such, and hang out and chat, and I will, like, as things happen, I will let you know in there, as I also announce them on here. But there's a link if you would like to come hang out in our Discord. There we go. Yeah, it's been really fun. I like having a Discord. It's really nice to have a place that I can let you guys know what's going on and make announcements. Hey, there you go. Welcome. We love it. I think it does require you to be in the server for 10 minutes or so before it'll let you send messages. I'm not sure if that's still up. We had some trolls at one point. So I upped the security a little bit. And if things go well, maybe we can pull it back down. But yeah, it's good to have everyone there. It's way easier to, like, let you guys know stuff, and then you don't have to wait for the next stream. And it'll tell you when I upload videos to my YouTube channel, or when I go live here on Twitch. Yeah. Oh man, that was a fun day. Again, I apologize to anyone who saw that mess. Oh man, that was a time. It's the internet. You're gonna have trolls. And I guess that's the one thing that was, like, different from Bigo, is on here they can mess you up. On Bigo, pretty much all they could do was how it worked. But yeah, that's our Discord server. There we go. I don't know where Premiere went. But I've lost it all, I'm just a silhouette. It's gonna be stuck in my head. That's such a great song. It's okay. I'll get one more song stuck in my head before we go, because I'll do a finale. I do like to do a finale. That's something that we did, like, from the days of Bigo. For those of you who don't know, before I moved to Twitch, I used to stream on Bigo Live, which is, like, it's a live streaming app, but it's generally more popular in, like, the East, and like the Middle East and in Asia. So that was where I used to stream, and it was mostly singing, just whatever. And I spent 2 years on there, and then I moved over to Twitch because Twitch was just a private. Yeah, just click the link. Just click the link to join, and it'll take you into the Discord server. It might take a minute before it'll let you send messages just for security, but yeah, that's where I make most of my announcements. Anyway, I spent 2 years on there, mostly just singing songs, and then I started doing Twitch just for D&D, and I was like, I kind of like Twitch. Premiere's coming back. I assume. Why did my lights go off? When did those go off? I had these on. I swear they, like, just stopped working. Maybe it's just this adapter. Did they get overheated? I don't know how it works. Oh well. But I've lost it all, I'm just a silhouette. That app, the Bigo is? Been off for at least 20 minutes now? Really? I didn't even notice when they went off. That's funny. Sorry about that. I don't know what's up with them. They, like, turn off after a while. I don't know what it is. I'm going to figure that out. I had another strand of lights, but, like, they weren't quite long enough to go over my closet. I don't know. I'm trying to, like, mix up my room and stuff, because especially until I started streaming, I, like, didn't really do the whole decoration thing. And then I was like, I kind of want these to look... Yeah, no, they're just lights, but apparently they're not working right now, so... You have to figure that out. Maybe I need a new adapter to plug them into. Anyway, there we go. It's, I forgot what it was. Bigo. Yeah, Bigo has like a whole different culture, I guess. Because they have like a different way of their streamers making money, and they have a lot of like competitions. They have what are called PKs. That's what it's called. PK? Yeah. And you basically go up against another streamer and just see who can receive the most gifts. Yeah, Twitch is very different, but I like the freedom that it's given me. And I like having more options. Like, because Bigo is just from your phone. The table lamp, that lamp, it's a good lamp. It's very chill. Where did... I've lost it all, I'm just a silhouette. I'm a lifeless face. That's my favorite part. That note just, when she sings it, it just soars. I love that part. A lifeless face that you'll soon forget. You gotta like drop your jaw. Isn't that was from, we were talking about Super Troopers last time, I think. That part was a part that my dad always used to talk about in Super Troopers. Discord is good for movie nights. Yeah, I've been wanting to do like more activities, especially on Discord. I'm also just working, so every time I want to do something, I have to like divide my time between that and work, and I'm working on the space video as well, and all that stuff. So content is forthcoming. I don't know, this is kind of my job now. Like I do the audiobooks too, and that's kind of more steady than, live streaming, but I really enjoy this. This is what I spend most of my day doing. It makes me really happy to like be able to use my theater degree from home. Space video. Yes, the Discord, if you've seen, I don't know if you've seen a couple of my YouTube videos, I have some, like, educational ones about whatever rabbit hole I've been going down. I have one about viruses, I have one about sleep. And Discord voted on our next one, and it's going to be about what happens to your body when you go to space. So, I thought that would be interesting. We're going to talk about, like, what happens to astronauts and what happens to, yeah, I'm working on that. Like, it is in the works. So we're going to finish off with classic I Will Follow You Into the Dark by Death Cab for Cutie. I really love this song. Hopefully I can hit the note today. To make sure it's in the right key. This is I Will Follow You Into the Dark. By Death Cab for Cutie, which is a really cool band name. Do it right. Love of mine, someday you will die, but I'll be close behind. I'll follow you into the dark. No blinding light or tunnels to gates of white. Just our hands clasped so tight, both waiting for a hint of a spark. If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, and that is I'll Follow You Into the Dark by Death Cab for Cutie. And that is our finale for today. Space Affecting Bodies. My Discord voted on the next. If you've been on my YouTube channel, I occasionally do these little, like, I call them educational, but I guess they're technically educational, but it's mostly just me talking about whatever science rabbit hole I went down. I have one about viruses, one about sleep, and I'm working on one about what happens to your body when you go to space. And I am planning to talk about, like, what happens to your body without a suit in space, but mostly on the changes, the physiological changes that astronauts and people who go to space experience. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to join my Discord, I am going to head out for the night. Thank you guys for such an amazing live stream. This has been so nice. It's nice to just, like, hang out and chat with you guys. So thanks for chatting with me and for making my night. And thanks for listening. This is the link to the Discord if you would like to join. And you can see when I go live, when I post on YouTube. Thank you, and thank you for being here. You guys are all so sweet. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, whatever time it is for you. Stay safe, and I will see you soon. Bye.